Okay, so we are going to talk about BGC 16, Episode 3, Friend or Foe. And you guys know that I read your comments on YouTube, Instagram, and on Twitter. So I was going to address a few YouTube comments really quick from last week. And Quentin Black 14 asked, can you wear pigtails and bring Mo back? So I'm wearing pigtails today. I haven't put my hair in pigtails in forever. And Mo is like literally always sitting right there by the MacBook. I don't know where you want him. Maybe because somebody else said, like, why is that damn, who was it? Soldier Edmondson said that damn teddy bear is always in the same spot. That is his home. I was maybe I should put like a hat or a scarf on him and like dress him up for like the holidays and stuff. You know, it's about to be Halloween, so maybe I can do that. And then lastly on YouTube, Khadijah Harris said, watching me stand up for myself on season 11 helps her a lot, for her to stand up for herself. And, you know, I'm glad some people do take watching the show as a learning experience. I mean, maybe if they are bullied, they can learn, like, oh, they don't want to look like that, so maybe they could quit quit being a bully. Or in the sense of watching girls stand up for themselves and like overcoming, you know, issues like this, maybe will help them stand up for themselves as well. Because, you know, whoa, even in BGC 11, all those girls like coming after me, I wasn't gonna like let them kick me out of the house or treat me any sort of way. Like, no way. So the episode starts with Z calling a lady to cleanse the house to get the negativity out. And I'm like, well, you guys got rid of Tabitha, so a lot of the negativity's already gone. I don't know if the rumor's true. Everybody kept saying that she got beat up at the strip club and she had a black eye and they messed up her Hummer or something. I'd be curious to see the actual pictures because I don't know if I necessarily believe it, but even people were like writing in saying, oh, it did happen on BGCT's page. But even then, like, who's to say that that girl even works with her as they claim? So who really knows? But, I mean, what goes around comes around. If it did happen, then I would say you kind of got what you deserve. But, yeah, that's crazy. All right, so Patty comes in, and she's got, like, brooms and stuff, and she's, like, with these crossing rods. And those things are really cool. I've never seen those before where she was, like, holding the rods. She was like, oh, I'm sitting on a pink couch, and then they crossed as a yes. But I would like them to say something that was a no to see if they cross too, because she says they feel energy. So how do they feel energy in the sense of telling the truth? What if she said, I'm sitting on a blue couch? Are they going to stand straight? Like, I would have been curious to see them say something that wasn't true, then something true, so we can see it stay straight and then turn. Because maybe it just moves in the sense of energy with wind and, like, body motion. I don't know. All right, so Winter calls her friend back at home, and she says she cleaned up, she cleaned up her reputation back at home, and she doesn't think that that house is good for her, and she wants to be her funny, goofy self as is. And, I mean, maybe she did just have a mean girl moment. Maybe that's not really her, but it seems like she was pretty comfortable being the mean girl the last couple episodes with Tabitha. So I guess she's rethinking of how she wants to be aired on TV now that her friend Tabitha is gone. Next, they go to Playhouse, and Aladria is getting annoyed with Kayla's friends because they're in her section, they're drinking their liquor, and Kayla's like, no, they got money and whatever else, and Aladria is not feeling it. We then see Aladria and Winter drunk on the floor in the party bus, and out of all people, Z and Kaylee are the ones taking care of them. And I'm thinking, like, why is it not, who else do we have? We have Adrian and... is there one other person? Adrian, Z, Kaylee, Winter, Aladria. There's like one more. Oh, and then, oh my goodness, Nisha, the Dread Girl. So I'm like, you would think maybe they would be helping out before Z and Kaylee, but I guess Z and Kaylee are trying to be like, do a good duty because they were just picked on by those girls. And Kaylee then says she's not helping because she's wanting them to like her. She's helping because she's that type of person. Maybe that's true. I guess I can believe that a little bit. I feel like Z's definitely helping because she wants them to like him because she's been trying to get approval this whole time. So maybe Kaylee is just that type of person, nice, which seems kind of hypocritical because she said she was a bully in high school. So not only did she go from being a bully to being bullied, now she's like extra, extra nice. So that part's kind of weird. Like, I guess maybe she went from one extreme to another. I don't know. We then see the girls going to twerk class, and out of all cars, I really didn't see Eladria riding with Kaylee and Nisha, the two girls that they were trying to get out of the house. And of course, Eladria, when they were pushing Kaylee out, she looks at Nisha and was like, oh, you're next. Like, and you're riding in the car with him. I'm really torn about the Aladria situation. And then she kind of like, I mean, maybe it wasn't to be rude, but I found it rude. Instead of saying Kaylee, she was like, hey, you in the back seat, referring to Kaylee and talking to Kaylee without saying her name. And she was like, you know, she tells her that she's over the whole gang thing, and she doesn't want to be a bully, and she wants to take up for whoever's getting picked on. And Kaylee seems happy about it. That was like a little weird to me. Is it fake? I don't know, but sometimes it takes a moment of something bad happening for you to like when you look at your life, what is it called? When you like look back at it in hindsight type thing, reevaluate. Maybe she's like reevaluating her life and is like, I don't want to be that person. So if she sticks to it and that's really what she wants to do, then I wouldn't necessarily say that's fake. Maybe she just had a moment where she's like, I don't want to be that person. I'm going to change for the better. So I like that Aladria is switching sides. Hopefully she's not just doing it for TV, thinking that she's going to look bad on TV. Hopefully she's doing it because she really wants to be a different person. Because a lot of these girls who are bullies on their season, they don't quit being a bully until they're like in real life, and then people are harassing them, and then, you know, they're being called bullies, and then people are starting to be mean to them, and then they want to change like a year or two later. So I guess it's good that here we are only on episode 3, and Aladria is deciding that she doesn't want to be that person. So that's good, because at least she's not going to be an asshole the whole damn season like Alicia or someone like that. So, you saw that little bit of shade I threw in. Because she was like being her whole season, then people started picking on her. And I think that happened with a lot of people. I think Valentina said that happened with her, because I remember them talking about it on All-Star Battle 2. And they said the fans were like going in on them and stuff. And who else? I think Tiana had a little bit of a hard time. You know, me and her are friends. I was cool with Valentina on All-Star Battle. So it was more than just people that I didn't get along with that had that issue. So good for Aladria for changing right now. Okay, I can't answer that yet. All right. They are in class, and Z surprised me. Like, she, like, did, like, a little backflip and a split. I didn't think she could do that. That was interesting. I was surprised about that. Okay, Winter, I'm looking at Winter, and even though I don't really like her as a person, she has a really, really nice body. I was watching her dance. Really nice legs. A little bit too many tattoos, but they're sexy. To each his own. A little bit too much for me. But, I mean, what can I say? I got this stupid black rose on my damn leg. Alright, so Aladria is saying that Winter is trying hard, like, to basically outshine her, and she thinks it's the Winter show, and maybe I can see that a little bit going on, but maybe she's just an outgoing person. I don't know. We then see the girls at dinner, and it is Winter and Adrian, Z and Kaylee. Somehow the seats were all switched where they're like opposite from each other. They're like, oh, maybe we should switch seats. And then Kayla then mumbles, oh, it's the Kayla Ryan show, and she sits by Adrian, of course being Ryan. And I'm like, okay, this isn't going to go over well. Winter is then annoyed that Kaylee wasn't listening to her at dinner, and she keeps talking about herself, and Kaylee's like, you know, this girl's so self-absorbed and whatever else. She's not, like, trying to hear what Winter's saying, and Winter's getting upset that Kaylee doesn't want to listen, so there's literally, like, no productivity going on at this dinner. So back at the hot tub, Ryan is telling Nisha, this is at the house later that night, she's telling Nisha about the radio show, and she wants to, we finally get to hear Adrian talk, because I feel like we haven't seen anything of Adrian whatsoever up to this point. So she's talking about her radio show. She's funny. She wants to do improv class. And, of course, that introduces us to the girls going to improv, which I really, really like this part. So I'm excited about this part. Okay. So Aladria, once again, she's riding with, she's riding with Z and Kaylee now. So once again, she's with Kaylee. Now she's with Z and not Nisha. And she's saying that she's not with the gang anymore. And they go to improv. All right, so she's making sure to get across her point that she ain't trying to be a bully. All right, so at the beginning of improv, they're like doing characters. You know, one has the Jamaican accent, the nail lady with the Asian accent, Z being like the little hooker on the side of the road. And then all of a sudden, the guy says, All right, let's do a little bit of scene, and this would be called scene configuration, whatever, from my class. So he was like, let's act like the new girl's moving into the house, and the girls are starting to get hyped. Eladria starts getting ready. Oh, nah, like, who's the new girl? Let's act like she, they makes a comment like, well, let's act like she's the new girl. And of course, the girls are thinking that she's the instructor of the class, and they're like, oh, well, we can't be mean to her because she's really pretty. I almost died. Oxygen, that was like a really funny and smart move. Next thing you know, Stephanie says no. Like, so she's pretending to be the new girl. She brings the Hennessy up and she's like, no, I'm really your new roommate. And you kind of see the girls look a little sideways, like, what? Because they already gave her all these compliments and stuff. And it's like, how are you going to take the compliments back knowing that she's going to be in your house as if she's competition now? And so keep in mind, like, if the introduction would have been different, if she would have went into the house as herself, they probably would have been like, oh, well, she's not even that pretty. She thinks she's this. She thinks she's this shit. But, like, introducing her as an instructor who they're respecting and saying, oh, she's pretty without judging her. Like, how are they just going to take it back immediately when they say that that's the new roommate? That was so good. That was really good. I like that Oxygen did that. They kind of did that with the sisters with Hanan and Susu. Yeah, that was good last season. I really like that. So hopefully they'll start doing this like once every season because I think it's like the funniest thing ever. Like you never know. You just start getting paranoid like who is this person and stuff. But yes, Stephanie, the new girl, is really, really pretty. Yeah, that was funny. I like that. All right. She says, no, I'm really your new roommate. We see her intro, and she's 27 years old. Eladria gets all excited like, oh, I'm not just the grandma in the house. We're both old. I was 27 when I went on BGC 11. Okay, so she's a go-go dancer model from Orlando. Her dad's a preacher, pastor, something like that. And, of course, the girls can't be mean to her now because they're already being nice saying she was pretty. Like, I feel like they've been bamboozled. Like, that was really good. All right, so Stephanie is then running around the house when they get home. She's screaming, she's yelling, and oh my God, that laugh is super annoying. That laugh is so annoying. Adrian says to her in the kitchen, that's not your laugh, is it? And she's like, well, yeah, when I drink. And she's like, yeah, I sound like a dolphin. That's how Ronnie from Jersey Shore used to laugh when he was drunk, like that high-pitched laugh. But hers is definitely way more annoying. And, I mean, yeah, she's pretty. She's getting on my nerves already, which maybe she's going to stir up some drama like that. But that damn laugh. Oh, Lord. All right. They go to the club, and Eladria is yelling at a guy who basically said a comment like, oh, is she famous? Who is that? Referring to Eladria. I think we missed a lot because they kept saying that it was going on for a minute, and that was the only part that I heard. So Winter keeps telling her to calm down, and they're in the limo going home, and Winter's still kind of like in her face, like, calm down, be quiet. And she's coming from a place of, I'm looking out for you, I'm your friend. And Eladria's taking it as, like, you just want to be part of every damn situation. You want to tell me what to do. You wanted this, you wanted that. So definitely a miscommunication there, and they're going back and forth. Seems like they're arguing all damn night because we see them in the house downstairs, they're arguing, then they're in the beauty room, and they're arguing. They just keep arguing. Winter then says she's having bad anxiety before she goes to bed, and in the morning we see her in the confessional, and she's saying that the house is wearing on her. She's like walking down the driveway, the producer comes after her. She's saying she might have an anxiety attack, and she says the house is so negative, and blah, 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 and she's crying and stuff. And I'm like, ain't nothing even happened to you. Like, you got into one argument with a girl you thought was your friend. She did not hit you. She didn't bully you. It was only one girl. It was 1v1. And you want to sit there and call Kaylee weak and pick on her when Kaylee had 4 girls circling around her, 5 at one point when Z was part of it, throwing her clothes out and stuff. So, and you want to call Kaylee weak talking about, I don't remember if it was her or someone else, like, oh, you cry, baby. She's like, I'm not crying. Like, you are so weak. Like, Kaylee defended herself against 4 and 5 people. You can't even defend yourself against one little argument talking about you having an anxiety attack and you might want to go home. The producer convinces her to stay. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And Winter is then talking to the producer at the pool. She says, she's going to stay, whatever. And we see Eladria bonding with Stephanie, and she's talking about Winter. She says, Winter wants to run off at the club and inviting others to our section. I don't like that. And luckily, this new girl, Stephanie, got in where she fit in, thanks to Oxygen, putting her in the improv class, letting her get a couple compliments first. And then now Aladria is talking bad about her former friend, I guess her foe, friend or foe, about the whole situation. So, I don't know why, what's her name, Stephanie was so blessed, because it would have went down a completely different way if she was introduced a different way. And I really doubt Aladria would have been bonding, talking about Winter at the pool if it didn't happen that way. All right, so next week we see this sandwich eating contest, and it's like a really big Philly cheesesteak or something. It look good as shit. There ain't no way they're going to eat that damn sandwich. You're going to be throwing up with a stomach ache. We also see Z for a couple seconds talking about her virginity was taken from her, and she says that she looks up to Aladria because she's so strong about the situation, and I'm assuming that Aladria had been raped as well. Maybe not necessarily her virginity. Well, maybe, because a lot of times I would think people would be in that situation and be molested and raped when they're younger, and at that point, of course, you would be a virgin because you're not even old enough to start to want to have sex or something like that. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But of course, you guys said Laura's not on this season, so I guess they'll just be talking about some issues, but not necessarily having therapy about it. And then, of course, we see a little clip of Aladria and Winter fighting, and that looks like it's going to be a good fight. This episode was definitely interesting. I wonder if Tabitha had stayed, if Aladria would have switched sides. Probably not. It still would have been like the four little gang people against the others. All right, let me go to y'all's Instagram questions. I didn't write them down. I'm just going to go through these top ones. And of course, my internet being extremely slow right now for some reason. Is Wi-Fi on? All right. Here we go. Aquarius_dreamer says, how do you feel about Aladria deciding she doesn't want to be perceived as a bully and distancing herself from the gang? I kind of just answered that. I think that's a smart move on her part, whether it's fake for TV or she genuinely just doesn't want to be seen and portrayed as that and maybe change how she is in life. Good for her. I really don't know how I feel about the situation, but I definitely like her more now that she's not ganging up on Kaylee. All right, let's see. Be Real Jordan, who is your favorite so far? Why don't you ever see me when I'm in it? when I'm in Atlanta? My favorite so far. We didn't see much of Kaylee this episode. Kaylee and Nisha were my favorites last episode. They didn't show Nisha at all this episode either. I'm glad they're showing a little bit of Adrian. I'm starting to like Aladria, so I'll just say for this episode, I like Aladria. I think. I don't know. I gotta think about that some more. Okay. Cookie Monster, but spelled Kokie, Kokie, Monster 26 says, do you think the other girls are going to be scared of the new girl, so they're going to be cool with her throughout the season? I don't think necessarily scared of her, but I feel like she's getting, clicked up already. She looks like she's going to be clicked up with Aladria, and who knows if she's going to decide Winter is more of her type and she becomes friends with her, because we don't really know much about her personality, but I don't think she's going to stand out and do anything over the top to cause the drama on her. So I think she entered at a good time to where they're not going to be picking on her. Kaylee got it first, and then Nisha, and then Z, and then of course, Tabitha's at the house, and now Winter's getting it. So I think the new girl has a little bit of time to buy to decide whose team she wants to be on and how this is going to work. Okay, _just Ashlyn said, how do you feel about Sua, is that her? Aladria being jealous of Winter when they had the twerking class. I wonder if she was really jealous. Do you know how when you start to dislike somebody and every little thing gets on your nerves? Or if you don't really know somebody and everything gets on your nerves, but when you get to know them, you're like, oh, that's just part of their personality, and it becomes funny to you. I don't know. She said that she was acting jealous, whatever, but it may be one of those things she's starting to not like her, so every little thing's getting on her nerves, and she feels like she's getting attention. YVNG.joint said, where's the review? I'm doing it right now. I had stuff to do. Y'all know I've been working on this app forever. I've had more issues over issues over issues. It's been a year, and I'm still working on it. I'm not going to give up. I have a Skype interview with some people overseas tonight at 1 a.m., and I'm getting this damn app done. All right, let's see. the last one, Rain Jerry says, anyways, my questions is, are there any girls who you didn't like at the beginning, but now you could see yourself liking because Tabitha left? The answer would be yes. I'm starting to like Eladria now that Tabitha's gone. And do you think Winter is weak for getting anxiety from the house after one argument with Persuasion? But when she tormented Kaylee, everything was all fun and giggles. And of course, I pretty much just said that. Yes, I feel like she can't take what she's given out. And the same with Tabitha. I think if one or two people went against Tabitha, I don't think she would have been able to hold her own. So I think Kaylee is very strong for that situation. Somebody else, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but like on every damn reality show, you're going to notice this now that I'm telling you. They always say at the end of the day, and I said it on an episode, and my mom was like, you got to quit saying that because they always show people say that. I literally, in a week and a half, recorded 64 people saying at the end of the day on numerous reality shows that I've seen on TV. All right, so on this episode, it happened 4 times. Kaylee said it once at the beginning. Winter said at the end of the day, I didn't want to be that ghetto bitch. And then she said at the end of the day, it doesn't matter when she was in the limo. And then Z said at the end of the day, Eladria did stand up for herself. Okay, if you guys go back and watch episode 1 of BGC 16, I was like, why do all these reality shows not cut and edit this? Because I said it once on an episode, and they showed it 2 more other people saying it right after. And I'm like, what is this at the end of the day crap? Episode 1, they said at the end of the day 16 times. 16 times. I think Nisha said it 5 times. Z said it 3 times. Kaylee said it 2 or 3 times. Winter said it once or twice. Like, you guys, I'm telling you, it's driving me crazy. Every channel I turn it on, any reality show, everybody always says at the end of the day. And then there was another question I wanted to address from last week. I don't remember who said it. A few people were like, oh, well, do you think Kaylee had it worse off than any other bad girl and things like that? I think she was picked on pretty bad. The fact that she got kicked in the back was kind of like over the top, way too much. But what I was saying is what I never really understood. It's like you can pull girls' hairs out, pull their hair out and stuff, and not necessarily get sent home. If you punch a girl in the face and you bust her lip and she's bleeding or get a black eye, pretty much she's going to be sent home. And I always thought that was pretty stupid because, like, okay, my hair is noticeably thinner from the shows I've been on. You guys remember my pigtails on the BGC 11 reunion? Like, I would say I have at least a third more hair than I have now. Like, it's really thin compared to what it used to be. And so somebody rips out your hair. All right, a black eye is gone in a week. A busted lip is gone in a few days. Like, okay, it's going to heal, it's going to be gone. Like, you rip somebody's hair out their scalp, it takes years and years to grow back. People's hair grows ½ an inch a month, okay? So if my hair is about 20 inches long and you rip it directly from the scalp, it's going to take about 40 months to grow back, that being 3 years and 4 months. So for what you ripped out of my scalp, it's going to take 3 years and 4 months to grow back. And you don't get in trouble and you don't get sent home. I would much rather have a black eye or be kicked in the damn back than have my hair ripped out from my scalp. Because still to this day, like, I'm still dealing with it. So the fact that just the whole kicked in the back thing, I think, is what really, really got people. But I feel like this hair pulling and ripping it out of someone's scalp is way more serious than a little kick in the back. You're going to have a bad back for like a week. I already got a bad back. I use my heating pad. Like, no. I just can't even deal. And then, like, somebody said something about it, too, about the eye situation. I'm like, I could have went blind. Like, literally, I got tested for a corneal abrasion. My eyeball was clawed from the inside, and, like, the skin had scratches. And it was all from, like, her fingernails, Mimi's, being in my eye socket. So, I don't know, that show, they crazy on that show. I think they're going to start making it to where you have to sign something like, okay, are you okay with being, okay, because Real World, I think I heard that it says, like, you know you can, like, die on the challenge, you know that you can, like, possibly contract herpes or AIDS, and I heard their contract, I don't know if this is true, I heard it says, like, really ridiculous stuff like that. So, like, they're gonna start making a BGC contract that's like, okay, you can go blind, you can die, you can lose a limb, like, and I bet you girls will still will sign and go on the show because they just want to be on TV. That shit crazy. All right, well, I gotta go. You know, Empire is gonna be on soon, and I gotta go to the gym. So, I will see you guys next week.